what is the reason
Yeah,
for your join on this call?
sure.
Your
So,
experience.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I'm Hema. I work with an organization named Keysight Technologies. I am
Mm.
an R&D project manager, and I'm there for the past 19 years. And I
Okay,
joined
good.
this call because my husband forwarded this link to me, and he said, maybe you should just brush up your skills. So, that's the reason I'm here.
Okay, that's fine. But are you an aspiring Scrum Master? So, do you have any vision to become a Scrum
Uh,
practitioner?
and
Or
I
it's
mean,
just knowledge?
it's just to I have been Scrum Master in the past, like like maybe 8 years before, when agile was it was being adopted. Now
Hmm.
I've moved beyond that role, but I think it is always good to just kind of know what's new and what's how it has evolved, that kind of a thing. I mean, now I have people who are who kind of do that role, but yeah, that's the intent. So I would not say that I have intent to become a Scrum Master,
Hmm.
but yeah, so it's kind of in between.
Okay, maybe brushing up your
That's right. Yeah,
things.
I just want to know, yeah,
Hmm.
what has changed and how it has been practiced in my organization. How is it different? So that's the kind
Okay,
of
okay,
insight I'm
okay.
looking
So,
into.
are you working, right? It's not that a career break and you are restarting.
No, 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 no. Oh, I'm working. Yeah, full time.
Okay, okay. Okay, fine. Yeah, good to hear. Are you from Telugu? I mean, do you speak Telugu?
No, no. I'm based out of Delhi, and
Okay.
I work in Gurugram.
Okay, okay. So now you are connected from Gurugram. Gurgaon.
That's right. No, I'm connected
Okay.
from Delhi, my home. My office
Okay,
is in Gurugram.
whatever. Fine, fine, fine. So Kavya, can I have your introduction?
Yeah, I'm
Could you-
Kavya. I completed my bachelor's in electronics and communications, and I passed out in 2017. And I did a job for 1 year on manual testing. And after
Mhm.
marriage, I got a gap around 4 to 5 years now. And I want to start my career. So
Okay.
just I want to give a try as a Scrum. How it will be? Is that good or not? That suits me or not? I don't know exactly. Just wanted to make sure. And this is, I'm not at all interested in programming and coding actually. So that's why I'm here to join this call, and my husband forwarded this link to me.
So husbands forwarding invites. Okay, good. No worries.
Yeah.
So husbands will do good things for wives, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good to hear.
Yeah.
So, so what? I don't see any new people joined. Um, shall we start?
Okay, sure.
No, no, I'm asking the organizer.
Okay.
I think we should start. I should respect your time, right? So even I should respect my time too. Okay. So maybe for Hema, what I'm saying is what I'm covering may not be a new thing for you. For Kavya, definitely it's everything is new for you. And I don't want to cover much of the subject here. It is just an intro or demo kind of a thing. But we can have one-to-one conversation because every situation, everybody's situation will be different, right? So I just started sharing my screen. Is it coming?
Oh yeah, it is visible. Yep.
Yeah, it's visible.
Actually, sorry to say that I'm on mobile, but whether it is mobile or something, at the end it is what we cover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so it is all about Agile and Scrum, knowing about all these things. So what we cover here is at a high level, the agenda, my introduction, why waterfall, Agile. So thinking that somebody who is joining here who don't know what is Agile and Scrum, this program is all about taking from ground zero. Okay, so what is Agile, what is Scrum, and what is Scrum framework? And at the end, objective is not about getting a knowledge. Objective of this training program is that at the end of this training program, generally it is 1.5 hour. sorry, 1.5 month. Okay. So every day it would be 1.5 hours, right? So including Saturday, Sunday also. And if we start from Monday or something like that, so it will take you to October 5th, October 10th, or somewhere in between, maybe before Dashara. Okay, it will be ended. So now, after the end of this course, you can take interviews as a Scrum Master. That is the main objective. But at any way, for somebody else, for example, Hema, so it is like brushing up everything that you need on this role, and this can be used wherever it is, right? As a practitioner, wherever you are, definitely when you have more knowledge, you will contribute more in discussions, and you can do some initiatives, right? In that way, it will definitely help you, right, Hema?
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah. So we'll cover about all these things. So, so you should know about me, right? So I have 15 plus years of experience into IT. Okay, so last 15 years I have been into IT, but typically I'm not from a developer background, Kavya. So you should be happy with my profile, where you have said I am not comfortable in coding and all these things. Even I'm not a person who, of course, I'm a technical background person, only BTech only, but I never entered into coding area by default or by luck or whatever. I don't know, luck or unluck. So I've been into a kind of a role, supporting roles from my part of the career. But that is also interesting for me. You might have heard, right? Organizations are with ISO, CMMI, right? Yes or no? So there is an organization which is called CMMI Level 5, ISO standard company. Yes or no? So I'm part of that group who takes care of these standards and appraisals. So we could be called as an SQA, an internal quality auditor. So Hema, you can relate whatever I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yes or no?
yes, I know. Yeah,
So
very
I'm
well.
from that background, Six Sigma background, and last 6 years. So when I say 15 years, right, last 5 plus years, where that is what Hema, as you said, right? So transitioning into Scrum. So that is a period where even I transitioned into a Scrum role, aspired to be a Scrum Master. But before a Scrum Master, typically I have done a coaching, then became a Scrum Master. So actually, after Scrum Master, generally people will become coach, right? But I was a
Hmm.
coach first, then Scrum Master. Reason is because this part of the role which demanded me to coach the teams that I am supporting previously as a part of SQ. So then later I moved into Scrum Master role. Now, so Scrum Master, Agile coach, delivery manager. Now I moved into these roles and went into many other things. Not specifically Scrum Master today, but I typically guide Scrum Masters. So I'm more into. So that is becoming a Scrum Master by the 4 5 years back. Okay. So this snapshot is all about waterfall to agile kind of a thing. You might have seen in social media and all these things. So exactly it is talking about is if you see this diagram, right? So what do you understand, Kavya, by this diagram? So on the top, it is all about waterfall. On the down, it is all about agile. That is what this picture represents.
Yes.
So what is your inference, insights?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
What I'm saying is when you observe this diagram, what is your insights? What is your observation? Which is looking good? What is
The last one with the swing.
okay? Why it is good? Why it is good? Why first diagram is not so looking good?
First is directly only the rope is there. Next is the somewhat better. The tire is there. The
Yeah,
next,
think about software projects. For
yeah,
example, the project is that you have to hang, I don't know what it is called, cradle or jula, whatever, right? So
yes,
to hang that to a tree, right? That is the project. So
yes,
now here, this is how it is delivered in waterfall. See, waterfall is not a villain anything, but when we talk about agile, generally we talk waterfall as a villain, but I don't agree with that. So here at the end, when you see something created like this, would you be happy? Will your cradle or whatever created, where the tree was cut down like this, will it sustain?
No.
As an owner of the business, will you accept when this kind of a product is given at the end?
No.
No, right? Because
Yes.
that is what not the intended product that you wanted to create, right? But what you can do when you know that at the end this is what it is created, it's all a scrap, right?
Yes.
It's all a scrap. You cannot use that product. But when you see the picture which is at the down, so here also there are changes. I'm not saying that everything is created as exactly, but there is an improvisation from cycle to cycle. Iteration means generally a cycle, right? Cycle to cycle, there is an improvisation. Why it is improvisation? Because I'm involving customer at the end of the short cycle. So when you involve a customer at the end of the not end, actually he will travel along with you, but at least at the cycle by cycle, when there is a feedback, definitely will incorporate that feedback and move on. Yes or no? So
Yeah.
that is a better practice than the what you see on the top, right? Coming and looking at your product at the end, you cannot go back and correct everything. It's a loss. But here, in case if it is a loss also, it is minimized to one cycle. Yes or no? Do you agree? So in that
Yes.
way, cycle by cycle, you will improve and at the end, see the desired product, actually what we created, what we wanted to create, you are very close to that. And that will sustain, right?
Yes.
It's not that you need to change. Even if you want to change, you can change the pattern, change whatever you can do. Still, it's a good product that you have at the end. So this is all about Agile at a pictorial representation. Okay. So now Agile is a kind of a, if you go and search for Agile umbrella in a Google, I'm not doing here. So you will get an image where Agile is a kind of a umbrella where Scrum, Kanban, Safe, there are many frameworks that comes under, which means that Agile is a kind of a bigger picture, which we'll cover in the next slide. Okay, maybe I'll go there, right? So Agile Manifesto. Actually, this is my class one if you enroll, where we'll be talking about 1.5 hours per at a stretch, where a group of 17 people in year 2001 connected, collaborated, and created this manifesto where individual interactions are more than process and tools. We may have process and tools, but it is at the end people who will work, right? If there is no interaction between the people, how can we work? For example, now imagine we have 10 people in this call. I'm the one-way speaker, and if I ask questions and if nobody interact, do you think this will be an interactive session? Do I know whether you are understanding or not? Yes or no? So it is all about a team, right, which is getting formed should connect with each other. So teamwork, simply speaking. So give preference to people and interactions. Working software over comprehensive documentation. I'll give an example. Again, same. You are a business owner. Think that you have a group of supermarkets in a city. It's all manual. Now you are creating means you are giving a project to somebody to create a app for you, app for your market, whatever. So you visited the IT office that you have given this project. So after 3 months, when you visited, what do you expect from them? They were in the process of creating an app. What do you expect from that company? When you visit that campus after 2 months, 3 months, 1 month, whatever it is, what do you expect? Hema, you can answer.
Yeah,
You are
basically,
given a
I
project.
would expect, yeah, I would expect, what's the progress, what has been done, so far, and,
So which
where's my
means that suppose an
project?
ABC app is getting created, I want to see at least interface of that app. I want to see how
Correct.
a customer can enroll. I want to see a customer how he can search for a product and purchase, right? I want to see
Yeah.
these workflows. At least whatever you created. For example, you have 10 workflows to be created. At least I want to see two or three. Because
Yeah.
with time progresses, you may be finishing one or two. At least show me one, two workflows crystal clear on the app. If, for example, if on the other side, if the project manager showing me 100 pages of the requirement document, another 100 pages of the design document, another 50 pages of the test plan. As a business owner, do I need all these things? Will I be happy seeing these documents, not the product? So what is the preference you prefer? Either the demo for the working software or a documentation,
Demo, of course.
right? So that is what working software over comprehensive. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation, right? So in a contract, it will say ABCD, but you make your customer happy in case if you need to do E, you can try your best to make him happy. When he is happy, basically what happens? So he will collaborate with you for longer period, right? Yes or no? For example, the project that you may be doing, Hema, maybe for over the years, you have been serving the same customer. Yes or no? So why? You are making him happy. You are responding to his changes, right? So whenever he is asking something, there is a need for him, right? That's where he is asking. So this is a manifesto that they created in 2001, and these 12 principles are behind that manifesto. I'm not going through all these things, at least I'll cover one or two. Right? Take first principle. Our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery. Means, I'll just give an example. So Ola application, right? Or Uber, any application that we might have got at least 8 years back, 10 years back. So if you are using Ola application 10 years back versus today, is it the same application that you are using or it changed?
Changed.
Same change, right?
Yeah.
So if at all, so over the period, what has changed? Initially, it was only a booking app for somebody to book a cab, right? So later, auto, two-wheeler, outstation, postpaid, prepaid, right? You can hire a taxi. Now you can book cab for others. Sharing was introduced somewhere in the middle. Yes or no? So many things got added. For example, if you are a owner of the Ola, if you want an app to be created, everything, for example, all the 20 features that I said, if you think about releasing an app with all 20 features, and if he is introducing today as a Ola, so do you think you will sustain in the business? You may, but already market is open, right? So for example, Uber or many other apps, right? So they already captured the market. So it is all about entering to the market as earliest. Yes or no? Do you agree? Right? Early and continuous delivery. If I am serving a customer, customer will expect me to give the application as earliest, which could be a minimum viable product. Later, continuously, I will be adding features. Yes or no? When I'm spending a money on a project, so my return on investment should be as earliest as possible. So that is what make customer happy. Okay, working software principle 7 I covered. Okay, I'm going to cover an important principle, that is fourth principle. Business people and developers work together daily throughout the project. This is the beauty of the agile. So if you see my first diagram, what happened? So a business representative or a customer came at the end of the cycle or at the last phase. That is where you cannot do anything. For example, you created an app. Now a customer saying that it is completely not what I expected, then what you can do? Now you already consumed the budget, everything is over. Now how can you go back and correct everything? Now I am introducing a role called product owner. So business people, you can replace business people with product owner. Okay, business and IT. Developers is IT. Work together daily, which means that I'll go to another slide. See, when you say Scrum team, it is Scrum Master, product owner, and development team. Three people together. Okay. So which means that your business representative customer representative always sits with you, work with you. If that is the case, is there a chance of going wrong? If I'm a developer, if I'm creating few lines of a code, if I'm creating a workflow, if I get any question, I can go and ask product owner, am I correct? This is what I'm thinking. Is this my direction is correct? So he will confirm, right? If it is correct, he will say yes, proceed. If it is not correct, he will say no, this is not the way. So then and there only you are getting a feedback. Is it good to be? Come on. So is it good to have a customer representative working with you?
Yeah.
You are minimizing a lot of risk, right? Risk control. And so this is what a Scrum team is. So product owner is a customer representative who will bring requirements to the table, right? Development team, as you know, the core people who work on the software development process. It could be developer, tester, designer, whatever roles that. Scrum Master. Now this is the role that we are aspiring, right? So what is Scrum Master? See, he has he is like a in normal terminology, you can visualize him as somebody who is above project lead and below project manager. Okay, you can visualize his role as, or it could be equivalent to project manager also, somebody who will travel with you throughout the course of the time, or application project, whatever. So why the name it as a Scrum Master? Because this is coming from the Scrum framework and you are mastering this framework. You are expected to be a process champion, Scrum champion here, which means that you will show the path of how Scrum or Agile to be implemented. So which means that out of this team, you are expected to be having a knowledge about Agile and Scrum more than others. Means you are a team coach. But what is the difference when we compare with project manager and Scrum Master is generally a project manager is a person. Again, when we compare here, we slightly take them as a villain mode, but I don't agree. So where the intention of project manager could be, right, delivering the project, whatever the it may be, right? So is sometimes he can be a dictatorship. So sometimes forcibly people asking people to work on night shifts or weekends or whatever may be the cost, we need to complete the project. This is one. But again, I'm not saying that a Scrum Master, but expectation of the Scrum Master is more of a leader. You may see a lot of LinkedIn post or something, right? Manager versus leader, right? So Scrum Master comes into leader category. Okay, he should be a true leader who should help your team. Okay, so that is what I said, right? So product ownership, product owner, coach and facilitator helping everyone understand and embrace Scrum values, principles, practices. So he's the one who will coach, right? So for example, imagine yourself a coach for a team. What you will do? You will help your team, right? To be a better. For example, today, if there is a team formed for World Cup 2028, so it will take time, right? Yes or no? For example, this is a team formed for a World Cup which is 2 years later, and I'm the coach, which means that the journey from here will take right next to you. So I will be making an effort to make this team look better every day, do better every day, perform better every day. Right? That is how my role would be as a Scrum Master here. And development team, as I said, right, they completely work. So this is the Scrum framework. This framework will do deep dive. Okay, this course is all about doing a deep dive. Half of the course is about doing this framework deep dive. So if you go and Google Scrum Guide, okay, so it will be downloaded automatically online. So where it is a 10-page document. So that 10-page document itself will be covered for 14 days. Okay, so I will be covering that Scrum Guide line by line, word by word. So I'm not going into this. It will take me another 15 minutes, but it is all about, see, bring some requirements. So maybe I'll go back to this image where I'll, okay, cover through this image. Okay, so think about a product owner bringing some requirements. For example, think about I have 50 requirements to fulfill or create an app. So I will be taking first 10 in cycle 1. Imagine first picture. So I'll be working on first 10 and delivering something, which is called an increment. Okay. So now while starting next cycle, I have a feedback, right? I have to incorporate that feedback, then add another 10 and go to complete cycle 2. Then at the end of the cycle, again, I will show this to my product owner and his team. Anyway, product owner will be with me every day, but still I will involve some other stakeholders from the business to see how I'm doing my application, how I'm developing my application. So cycle by cycle, you involve stakeholders and they will be giving you some feedback or appreciation, and you will take that into consideration while you go for cycle 3, cycle 4, cycle 5. So likewise, right, at the end, right? So you will be delivering an increments in cycle by cycle. So where you will be part of so many meetings. So sprint planning that will happen on the day one, where it is all about planning for the next 10 days. Generally, in industry, 2 weeks is the planned sprint duration that anybody will take, but not necessarily you can still have 3 weeks or 4 weeks, but generally 99.95% I see everywhere 2 week sprint is followed. That's a good time to deliver something. Okay. So which means that you do that, and every day there is a meeting called, you should not call a meeting, every day there is an event called daily scrum, where team will assemble and discuss about their challenges. So if I am facing some issue, maybe you can help me. If you face an issue, maybe I can help you. Or all of us are facing issue, maybe you should, Scrum Master as a leader should help this team, are taking this team to some place. So finally, I'm a leader who is helping this team in removing all the blockers. Okay. So, and at the end, as I told, right, I'm inviting some stakeholders, customers into my call, and I'll show the demo of what I have done for last 10 days, last 2 weeks. And as I said, there may be a feedback, there may be an appreciation, whatever it is, I'll consider for my cycle and I'll keep move on. So I'll start another cycle and move on, move on. So that is what I said. Whatever I covered, right? This is just a picture of what you do, practices, roles, activities, documents. So when you talk about artifacts, right, we have something called product backlog, which means that my entire list for this application, that is called product backlog. So sprint backlog, for example, if I am pulling only 10 out of 50, and a cycle is just, for example, September 1st to September 15th, means from tomorrow, right? If I'm pulling 10 items, these 10 items will become as sprint backlog, right? Because I'm already, these 10 requirements are entered into the sprint and we are working. So, and there is increment that is called another artifact, which is like what you deliver at the end. So artifact means you feel like it is a documentation, but exactly this is what we deliver as a part of the Scrum framework. Daily Scrum, as I told, right? Every day you'll connect and you'll talk about what you have done and all these things. So I'm not completed this slide. Actually, there was a picture which got removed while I was copying something. So program schedule, as I told, right? If you are enrolling, so it will be from Monday, means a day after. Then 2nd September till October 5th or 10th, whatever. So every day it will be 1.5 hours in the morning, either it could be 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. That will be decided based on. So I have done similar kind of demos. So there were already some people who are enrolled. So now this is the last demo that I am doing. So where maybe, I don't know how many participants joined meanwhile. So if you enroll, you will be part of that batch. So it will be 1 month. So as I said, right, this is objective of this training is not giving you a knowledge. Knowledge can be, you can get it from anywhere. You can go to YouTube and you'll get. So this is about a pure practical way of, as much as possible, practical way of how a Scrum Master role would be. But even for that, you need a foundation, right? Without knowing the theoretical part, you cannot directly go there and become a practitioner, right? So what we'll do is Jira is the tool that we extensively use, and that is a tool that we practice here. Even I have a co-trainer, so who will help you on Jira practicals every day. Okay, which means that you have somebody who can contact whenever you need support in the Jira tool. Okay, so now that is what from my end. Okay, so any questions? Any questions from your end? Any? Did you follow me by any chance? It's boring.
No, no, I followed you well.
Yeah, me too
Okay.
followed you well.
Only two people are there, or anybody joined later? I didn't observe. Any questions, guys? No?
Do you also facilitate these certifications as well?
So this is not a certification agenda, but I can help
Yeah.
you. For example, CSM1, CSM are both initial certification that anybody will do as a part of practitioner. Okay.
Okay.
So professional Scrum Master 1, right? So I can assist you on that. See, certification, I can give you an example. For example, if I ask you something like, what is the salary of the president? Can
Hmm.
anybody answer? What is the salary of the president of India? Can you answer me?
I don't remember. No.
Yes. But in case if you are preparing for a UPSC exam, will you answer? Mostly you, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Because you
Uh,
in that mode of a preparation, right? So I
Yeah.
don't need to know ABCD of Scrum Master where I can tick ABCD, right? If I able to talk, that's enough, right? See, as an interviewer, will they ask objective questions? Please tick ABCD. No, right? They will ask your experience and all. See, anyway, that is my interpretation. What I'm saying is, don't think about certification. That will anyway will happen. So at the end of the course, right, we do a deep dive of these things. After that, when you try attempting, you can make it, but still, uh, you need to practice. Right? Exam is different. Knowledge is different. Yes or no? See, even many people will have a knowledge of IAS, IPS scatter, but why they are not IAS, IPS? We should do hard work, right, to clear an exam. Yes or no? Something similar. It's all about practice. But I can help you on that, no problem. So there are advanced level certifications also you can do SAFe, Scaled Agile Framework. That is another framework from the Agile umbrella. So that's it from my end. Okay.
Well, thank you, Srinivas. I think it was a good session.
Yeah. So any for any question, you can get my number from the organizer who you contacted. Okay. So you can talk to me one to one also in case if you need further guidance or anything. I expected that more people may be here, but as I told, right? So we have already some other people who would be part of training from Monday. Actually, I say it is a mentorship, actually not training, but you have to believe and join. So another thing,
Okay.
as I cannot have covered, so I have an history of coaching training from last 3.5 years. Means during COVID, that is what when we have more time, that is what I involved into these trainings after being there as a full-time employee also. So I'm confidently say that this I do as a freelance means in free time, not that very every month I do or something whenever I feel like I want to do, which I'll do. I can say at least more than 150 to 200 people became Scrum Masters in last 3 years. Even if you remove 50 people also, at least 150 people. So why I said remove means Some people only take mentorship or guidance, right? Not join everyday training. So there are some candidates who are falling into that category where only take guidance on interview preparation and all these things. So many people became Scrum Master, real-time industry Scrum Masters by joining through this course. So it's all about believing in yourself. It's all about what you want to transform yourself. So definitely it's a doable when another 150 people has done in last 3 years. Why you are an exception? You have to follow the same. Success is repeatable. Yes or no? So if you are preparing something, right? So initially it will be tough, but the same recipe once you are doing second, third, fourth, fifth, then more or less you will get the same success, right? Failure is very negligible unless you wantedly do or some external influence will make you fail. Otherwise, you will do that recipe better and better. Okay, so that's it from my end. Thank you so much. So, hoping to see you on Monday, but it's all your decision.
Thanks, Srinivas.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you,
so much.
everybody. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.